I didn't really have this on the bingo board, but it looks like Microsoft has some pretty interesting stuff going on for itself, and that's saying something because they always seem to have something pretty interesting working kind of for the Xbox group. Now, this is something that I found to be pretty cool because it's something that Xbox lacks. Now, when you look at the actual game factor, yeah, it's kind of strange to look and go, oh, well, Microsoft really lacks in this area or whatever. To be honest with you, they don't lack in much. So when you see this, you do kind of go, hey, it makes sense that they kind of get them on this. You know, they kind of work on it and kind of, you know, give people something to look forward to. Like for me, this is out of their wheelhouse, which I think is pretty phenomenal. Like, you have to get Microsoft out of that wheelhouse, and I think that's exactly what we're starting to see right now. I can't wait to get into it. I think this should be a damn good video. Hey everybody, I'm Crap Gamer, and this is Crap Gamer Reviews with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Slap that like button. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. You know, again, it's just one of those things that realistically I'm looking to kind of help me out here. You know, that's all I'm trying to do. You know, trying to make my way in this universe. So hopefully you guys can help me out with that. Now, you know, it's so strange that this stuff kind of comes out the way that it does, but I'll take a leak, you know, again, but you might want to take it with a grain of salt at this point. It looks like a team that's been on fire lately with the Evil Within studio, Tango Game Works, could be doing something completely unexpected, and it looks like it might be a JRPG. So a leaker shares information about a new game, the Evil Within studio, Tango Game Works, revealing that it could be something very different from what we've seen in the past. Now, as we look at this and we say, okay, well, look, the developer is working on such things as Evil Within in the past, Evil Within 2. They may be working on a brand new JRPG project if the leak indicates that it's happening and it happens to be real, but take it with a grain of salt right now. Tango Game Works may be about to try out a new project that will be completely different from the original Evil Within and other titles that it's made famous. Tango Game Works was founded in 2010 by Megami-san, who is actually known for his work on survival horror games such as Resident Evil. Now, after the 2014 release of Evil Within and its sequel a few years later, the company's name became synonymous with some of the best horror games released in the last few years. Its following game, Ghostwire Tokyo, retained the horror vibes of the previous title, but was much more action-focused. Hi-Fi Rush was a complete departure from that, and now it seems the following project will stay even further away from survival horror than inspired the Evil Within. But I personally think that it's a really good idea to kind of go out there and differentiate yourself. Right, so what I mean by that is that here's a company that had done only survival horror, and it makes sense. You know, you've got the guy who helped make Resident Evil, so you do that, you know, but he's leaving, retiring, whatever, and so you've got to have a different kind of circumstance set up and into, you know, this sort of situation, and I think that they're doing a very, very good thing with this, and seeing that they could be doing something that is filling a need. Again, I feel like Microsoft, to be honest with you, and this is just me, they really have kind of the RPG sector under wraps, right? Like, think about this for a second. You know, what RPGs are we getting? Like, they're working on Fable, they're working on, you know, Fallout, they're working on Starfield, they're working on Elder Scrolls, you know, they're working on all these RPG games, and again, the thing that they've been lacking for a long time is the actual JRPGs, right? Something they used to do a little bit more of when they actually, you know, had the Xbox 360 or whatever, which I think was a very smart thing to do, and it actually helped them, I don't want to say get a foothold, but it helped them to do some things in Japan that, you know, they haven't been able to do since, you know, like Blue Dragon and some of those games. I thought was really a smart thing for them to do, and a smart thing for them to kind of go out and accomplish, you know. And so, like, yeah, bravo to them for going out and doing that. It looks like, according to this leaker, Tango Game Works is working on a new Japanese role-playing game. It would be the first time for a whole new IP and radical departure from previous horror games. Aside from this unyet named game, the studio seems to be working on 2 other games. And if this is to believe, the other one is not the Evil Within 3. And this guy is known for a few notable leaks, such as the one about Overdose, an upcoming game made by Hideo Kojima. He got enough credentials to be credible in the leak. So, again, very interesting. Now, back in February, Tango Game Works announced that its CEO, Mr. Mikami, was going to depart from the company. He worked for Capcom for decades before founding Tango Game Works, being part of the creation of franchises like Resident Evil and Devil May Cry. Now that he's gone, the studio may be changing a lot, and these upcoming games are proof of that. Recently shown by Hi-Fi Rush, obviously Tango Game Works should not be focused solely on horror games. With bright spots and rhythm action, the game shows that the studio is well versed in other kinds of gameplay, and it should not be completely tied up by its main IP, The Evil Within. At the moment, however, it's best to wait for an official announcement before speculating too much, but it's always nice to talk about this stuff because, again, like, we all think that, you know, that there's nobody working or anything like that, or people think that, and to be honest, they're working on many things. Things that we don't even know about. I mean, we already know about 15, 16 things, and then you have stuff like this, and it's like, well, this isn't even announced or whatever, you know. And then we also know that there was leaks for the Compulsion game that has been in development for many years, and I think we're probably due up to see something from that at some point, right? Like, yeah, to me, as far as I could tell, like, we got to be pretty close to that and see exactly what Microsoft is kind of working here. Well, I guess we'll see at their showcase or whatever, but I'm expecting some pretty big things because things should be lining up in this way. Yeah, now, of course, the pandemic could have taken its toll and internally pushed some things back. I think they internally pushed things back across the board. And what I mean by that is, if you look at even Sony and what Sony's been having, they have the same 2 first-party games announced. I think they're struggling to get out first-party stuff too, but clearly, you know, they have, by not announcing anything, you know, they haven't had a first-party showcase in a couple of years. So I think that that's one of the kind of situations that we're in right now with this, and we're going to see, you know, some big changes before too long. But I like the fact that this company is getting out of what they're doing. Like, I wanted to see maybe the Coalition or something. It was rumored that they were working on something new, and then that got canceled or whatever. So yeah, I was kind of hoping for something along those lines where these teams would, you know, they're working on this stuff and they're known for something, like they're known for Gears of War, but maybe we could see something brand new from them as well. Like, I think that's what I would be most excited to see. You know, just in general, I would hope that that would be the case. So with that being said, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching my video and say I appreciate it. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so. I try to do, you know, as much content as I can. You know, it can be tough going because it's just the amount of work and things like that that I'm doing right now is tough. And, you know, I know you guys are all, you know, busy and work and have lives and stuff too. So if you could just help me out the way that I kind of help you guys out, and I try to, you know, make sure that you all have something to entertain yourselves with. You know, that's, I think, very important. I like to kind of give you guys some entertaining stuff to look at, and hopefully you guys all enjoy that because I think it's pretty critical to do that and to just like have stuff that people enjoy. So thank you. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.